Right now, the hot issue is voting. So we have everybody talking about we need to change the way how the voting process takes place. Delegates and super delegates. And it seems as Donald Trump was crying that the system was rigged. He don't seem to do too much crying now. He's past the primary, or he's passing the primary stages. He don't seem to be crying it's rigged now. Well, the bottom line about this changing the voting system, and when Obama passed the bill to have body cameras put on these officers out here, the thing about that is the little guy or the John Doe or the Jane Doe are screaming all of this, acting as if somebody from their own neighborhood or one of their peers are actually going to review the votes, or someone from their peer group is going to review the video on the cop's body camera after an event jumps off. Like someone that lives up the block from you that represents your interests is actually going to review this camera. It's the silliest thing I ever heard. Obama passed a bill to, I think it was like $54 million or 54 billion, whatever it was, 54 million. It had to be 54 million to get these cops to wear body cameras. It's the same as the cameras on a city bus, or the same as the cameras anywhere where you go. A person from that corporation is going to review the camera or review the video. So they're not going to help you. They're not going to help the regular citizen. One thing I've learned, have you ever been in a situation where you're in a store as a customer and somebody from that store does something wrong to you and you go to report it and the manager comes out and acts like they're on the employee side? Well, that's what I call a buddy system. You know, people stick together. They're from the same corporation. It's like a brotherhood. You're supposed to stick together. How much so with police officers, and how much so with these politicians talking about changing the vote? Well, what do we expect? The same people that's corrupt that made this a system to trap minorities. I did a little history research. I heard that cops were created to control the slaves. Okay, so even though we moved from slavery, but has the mentality changed? Because it seems like they're only really doing harm to the minorities. And every once in a while, you see them doing harm to a Caucasian person. But it's usually minorities, Latinos, blacks, Indians, things of that nature. People of that culture, I'm sorry. But, who's going to really review these tapes? That we should be asking ourselves. It's not us. When the cops, if the body camera is on the cop's suit or outfit or whatever uniform, what do you call it? On his uniform, he has to take his uniform back to his precinct. Now, I don't know where the cameras get sent after that, after a cop wears a video all day. But he has to go back to his precinct before he even to take the uniform off. And from that time, he hits from the street to the precinct. Don't you think something's going to happen to the video? There's nothing more honest. There's nothing. It's better if they just pass a law saying we can record on our cell phones, that the citizen, because the citizen is just going to, once they record the video, they're going to upload it to YouTube or wherever they're going to upload it, Facebook or whatever. So it's going to be an honest video. And usually in most videos, cops doesn't want anybody recording the event because most of them know they're doing something wrong. Not all cops are bad. I'm just saying. So I don't trust this body cameras on police officers. There's cameras already in their car. Or changing the vote. I'm all for changing the voting system, but the only way these things are going to change is we put somebody that represents the minority in these positions. These people have to go to school, get educations, and get in the system. You can't do it from, Martin Luther King changed a lot of things. He didn't get inside the system. He changed it from a ground, from the ground up. He didn't get into a university or anything like that. Like he didn't go to school to be a politician. He didn't take college courses to fight for civil rights. He just got out there and did something. So it can be changed, but I'm just afraid that the system is so corrupt now. You can't really trust it's supposed to be, this is how the system's supposed to work. It's supposed to be the superior over you is supposed to make the person under them stay in line. That's not how it works anymore. I don't care what corporation. You can go to a small business, a giant corporation. They all work together. It's a buddy circle. It's a clique. They're gonna look out for each other. The best lines in the world I've heard. That's not in that person's character to do anything. You know, these real professional lines that they run on you, you know, if you report somebody, that's not in that person's character to do that. Or I've been knowing this person for 25 to 30 years. I've never seen them act like out of character. I remember there was a verse Apostle Paul put in the Bible. I think it was in one of the books of Corinthians where he was talking to the church of Corinth. And he was saying, don't act good only in my presence only. So even back in Paul's day, people were doing that. People know who to act right in front of, and when the persons of importance leaves, that's usually when they act a fool. Okay, and there's some people that don't think that exists. Oh yeah, the last one I forgot. I don't see there don't seem to be any motive for a person to do that. Listen, I've come to the conclusion we live in a generation. I've seen people not like each other for just not liking each other. I remember there was a female. I was in something doing something, and there was another female hating on another female. These two females never even met, and the girl just looked at the other girl and said, "I just don't like you. There's something about you I just don't like." So a demon doesn't need a motive. I don't know where we're getting this stuff from. The motives are good. Sometimes you can piece things together by motive, but every purpose and every activity doesn't need a motive. This video has already became too long. I'm not real political, but just thought I'd express a few views. Good morning to you. Have a good day.